issue.
Absolutely, and as you said, the LGBTQ community in Israel is very important here in Israel.
Of course.
Of course. Thank you, Matthew Shurka. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
In Israel, young scientists reach for the stars, or at least for brains. An international initiative is trying to do the impossible and map out the human mind. i24 News tech and innovation reporter Ariel Levin-Waldman explains how they are turning to the next generation to make it happen.
The brain is one of the most difficult parts of the human body to understand. 90 billion neurons and 150 trillion synapses create an impossibly complex puzzle. But understanding that puzzle is the root of understanding consciousness and what makes us human.
It's also the key to treating degenerative brain diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even senility. And that's why the Human Brain Project is showcasing its work in Israel. It's the billion-dollar child of the European Union, a 10-year project aiming to map the human brain.
So the Human Brain Project is a massive collaboration, a multidisciplinary collaboration between many fields: neuroscience, life sciences, biology, mathematicians, physicists, computer science, to understand the brain better and to hopefully, with this understanding, help people that suffer from brain diseases.
Why a brain map? Because a functional model of how the human brain works gives medical professionals a comparison that lets them know if something is wrong. Massive strides in the past few years have created detailed neuron maps of rat brains and extrapolated their workings onto human beings.
What you see here now is Jessica's brain. So we have put her in a scanner, a magnetic resonance tomograph, and we have measured all the surfaces of her brain, of her face, and using this geometric information and also the reconstruction of the nerve fibers, which we can do in very much detail, we can create brains for each patient.
Years of MRI scans have allowed scientists to map human interactions and emotional states onto specific brain structures and slowly begin the art of understanding consciousness itself. But the work is far from finished, and the EU program ends in just 4 years. Now they hope to inspire future generations to take up their work.
We want to introduce young people to research and science so they choose to go into the sciences. We show them what they can do with the human brain research and just how important it is.
This exhibition at the Bloomfield Science Museum in Jerusalem is part of an international tour to bring neuroscience to the public and hope that curious young minds are interested enough to make a career of it, and bringing with it the hope that the next generation of scientists might be able to find an answer for the most degrading parts of the human condition. Ariel Levin-Waldman, i24 News.
And Ariel joins us in studio now for a little bit more on this. Ariel, what I'm trying to understand is why people would want to decode a brain in the first place. What makes it so important?
Well, you got to remember what the brain is. You have a chemical process stored in an impossibly complex machine that produces a non-deterministic principle. That's human consciousness and free will. I mean, from a philosophical perspective, is fascinating enough on its own. How do you create the human animal from what's effectively 2 pounds of gray meat inside your head? On a much more practical level, though, there's also the fact that there are a great deal of degenerative brain diseases out there that affect people, especially as we get older. We have issues like Alzheimer's, we have just basic senility. You have Parkinson's as well, that's less related to age and more related to genetic conditions. Each one of these is a problem with the physical structure of the brain, even if it's one that we don't quite understand the actual methodology for yet. By mapping the brain, you basically have a control group, in a sense, a functional map of where neurons should be, what they should look like, what a healthy brain is in its absolute form, to say, well, we know what it is, we can see what it's clearly not, maybe now we can find the cause and effect of these problems. Now, moving beyond just the health ramification of this is also the future ramifications of understanding where the neurons end and what each group does. Just look at the progress of technology and just how we interface with it already. We've gone from tuning into a radio to watching a TV to having a constant uplink device in our pockets. How far do you think we are from having things that we can control directly with our brains? In fact, You're already able to do that with some experimental devices out there. You could put a sort of helmet on, it measures your brain activity. You can control remote control objects using your brain. If we understand where the neural endings are for various thoughts and desires, we can have much better interfaces with our technology. Really, the possibilities of what you can do are virtually endless once you decode the human mind.
Well, it sounds like it does sound absolutely virtually endless, and something that I am struggling to wrap my head around. Ariel Levin-Waldman, thank you so much. Elon Musk's startup Neuralink is aiming to connect people with the human brain with a machine interface before